Hello and welcome to this second video in this tutorial series of mastering materials in Unreal Engine 5. And in this video, we will take a look at how to add the displacement support to our master material that we created previously. So it will support the displacement data. So to do that, we will open our master material and we will start adding the displacement input here. So we will go to textures. And we will drag this displacement map that has black and white values. So black will be pushed down and white will be pushed up. And the values in between will represent the elevation between 0 and 1. Okay. So the first thing, I will drag this map here and I will do the same as I did before. I will convert it to parameter. And this will be named displacement map. And like I did with the others, so I will add this one to my texture maps folder. And I think the normal has 3, so this will be number 4 in the list. Okay, so and now I need to connect this to this displacement input. But as you can see here, the displacement input here is grayed out. So we need to enable something in the material to make it support displacement. So if we click on the master material or anywhere in this empty space and look for tessellation. So once we enable tessellation, our displacement input will be enabled. And now we can input displacement maps here. So that's the first step. The second one is we need some controls like these to control the behavior and the intensity of our displacement map. So we can connect this like that. And to do that, we need a set of nodes that will be controlling our displacement intensity and also the mid value in the displacement, because this is a black and white gradient map. So we need to keep the values within range, because nanite displacement have some weird issues when going out of these ranges. So from 0 to 1. So here we will go to M and we'll hit M and add a multiply node. And we'll add our first control, which is the displacement intensity. So we'll add scalar parameter and we'll name it displacement. Intensity or power. And by default, I will leave it to 0. So I will enable displacement when I want it. Okay, and we will add it to a group that we can call displacement controls. Okay, and this will have the priority of 1, so this will appear on the top. And then we will add some nodes to keep the values or to clamp the values between 0 and 1. So the first one is we will need to add a subtract node. So it's a subtract node. And we will connect the multiply to the subtract node, and we will need to divide this value by 2. So to divide this value by 2, we'll add a divide node, and by default it has the B set to 2. So we will connect only the A and leave the value for the B to 2, and we will connect this here. And now we need to add our displacement mid value control. So we will use an add node, and in the B we will use a scalar parameter as usual, and this will be displacement mid value. So, and I will put it at 0.5 because it should be in the middle between black and white. So black is 0 and white is 1. So the mid value should be 0.5. and this will be added to diffuse controls, and it will have the priority of 2. So our displacement setup is ready now. So displacement controls. So I hit C to create the comment here, and you can change its color. And now I can control all, connect all of this to the displacement node here and hit apply. So in the viewport, nothing happened yet because we have the value set to 0, but also we need to enable nanite for the geometry itself to tell Unreal that it should support displacement. So here, if I hit change the displacement value to 1, 10, 50, nothing will change because nanite is not enabled at geometry level. So to enable nanite, we need to go to the plane mesh here, which is the basic shape that comes with Unreal, and we need to enable nanite. And once we enable nanite, so right click nanite, enable nanite, now we will see the effect of our displacement. And as you can see now, our displacement looks very, very nice and very realistic. So let's rotate the plane 90 degrees. So it will react more to the light. Okay. And now we have displacement data at vertex level. So Unreal will subdivide the mesh and add tessellation, so the details will be extracted correctly. Okay, so the more you have a subdivided geometry, the more it will have better details. So you can play with displacement intensity to make the details pop out more, but you will start to see some weird effects here if you use exaggerated values. So I recommend staying within reasonable values. So here the mid value, so how the mid point could be pushed towards the whites or towards the blacks here. And that's it for our displacement. So if you have a better geometry or one with more polygons, so you can have more details. But here we used a basic plane, and the system will automatically subdivide it for us. So that's the material level displacement. And now we will look at the geometry level displacement. So what if I want this to be baked in the geometry itself and not in the material? So to do that, we will go to our modeling tools and we will create a plane. So I will use the size of 2000 by 2000, okay, and I will rotate it 90 degrees. On the X, okay, and I will place it just in here. Okay, and now I will add a lot of subdivisions. So I will show my wireframe and I will add, for example, 100 by 100. So this will be a very dense geometry. And now we can hit accept, but before that, we can assign this material in here to the material slot, but we can do this later. So I will hit accept, and now we have a very dense material mesh, sorry. So a very dense mesh that will support the displacement data. So to add displacement, we will go to attributes here, and we will go to deform, displace. Okay, so by default you can see the effect of displacement. So it's using the Sperler noise node, but we have also the ability to input a texture to the map, which is what we will do right now. So I will choose texture to the map, and then in the textures I will drag and drop my displacement map here, and out of the box you see the displacement effect is applied to our plane. So here unlike the other displacement. So this will be adjustable at any time. This one, once you hit accept, it will be baked into the geometry and you will not have the ability to adjust the intensity again. So I will push the displacement intensity more. So like 100, so it will use 100% of the displacement intensity values in the source image. And here the subdivision, so how the system will subdivide more the geometry to get better details. And now you can see we have a very, very detailed and smooth displacement results. So here you can choose the UV scale, how much the texture will repeat. So for example, if you wanted to repeat 3 by 3 times, also this is not editable because this will bake the effect to the geometry. So you need to make sure about your tiling before hitting accept. So everything is now set up. So you can enable filters. So for some details you may experience some issues, so you can enable the filters. So it will add some softening to the displacement map. So here we don't have issues, so we don't need it. But if you start experiencing some issues, so you can enable it. So the subdivision type, which is PN triangle. So if you choose flat, it will choose the other algorithm, but PN triangles, it will subdivide the triangles which Unreal is using by default. So it's triangulating the every mesh. And here we all set everything correctly. So I will hit accept. Okay, so I will give it some time to bake the details. And now we have a geometry that has all of these details. So a bonus tip, if you have a geometry with all of these details, so you can convert it to nanite, of course. So right click and convert it to nanite. But before doing that, you can also optimize it and simplify it. So there is no need for this insane number of polygons in the geometry. So we will go here and we will go to mesh and simplify. So it will take some time to simplify the mesh, and I want the target percentage, for example, to be 10% of the overall number of polygons, of the original number of polygons. So I will so it's like the decimation in ZBrush. So now we have a lot less polygons and we have almost the same result. So it's very intelligent. It's placing the polygons where they should be. So if I hit 5, for example, only 5% of the number of polygons, and now I can end up with a very, very optimized geometry for nanite. Okay, so I can hit accept, and by looking at these, I cannot see any visual difference. So they are almost identical. But if I go to the wireframe, this mesh, which is also, so because we did not did a copy, so it applied the same to the other one. So sorry for that. We will just redo this quickly. So your second mesh should be a copy of your original mesh. Okay, so instead of doing that to the original mesh, so you need to convert this to a copy to avoid applying this, because it will read it as an instance. So Control Z is not working here. So because it's going back, but you have the workflow. So you just need to go to the model here and make a copy. So I think it's under Xform duplicate. Yes. So duplicate and hit accept before applying the decimation will make this a separate copy and not an instance of this. So anything you applied to this one will only be applied to this one. So let's just try to decimate it more to show you. So I will hit simplify, and now I'm simplifying it more, and you can see it's not applied to this anymore. So okay, we are losing a lot of details here, but that's the correct point. So I will click on this one, and at this point, for example, I don't need displacement at material level because I have it at geometry level, so I can completely turn it off and reset the value here. So there is no displacement in our mesh, and I can just apply this instance here, and I'm having now both displacement and the material. So this is how to add it at geometry level. So thank you, and in this in the next video we will take a look at how to add emissive and opacity also. So and we will continue developing more our master material to add more controls to it.